सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढाम् यया चिरात् सर्वपापं न्यपोह्य परात्परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान् In the mantra beginning, Trishu Dhamasu Yad Bhogyam, in that it was pointed out that all Namarupa, all Dvandva, all Dvaita, all the Triputi, in essence the entire universe of names and forms, that is, the universe is different from me and I am different from them. Tebhyaha vilakshanaha aham. It was pointed out. Prapanchat vailakshanyam. It was pointed out. Does it mean that you are totally, you the Atma, you the Brahman is totally unconnected to the universe in any way? There is no connection at all whatsoever. And the universe is distinct from you, you are distinct from that, means it is totally unconnected. So here the next mantra says, I am different from the universe, yes, but then the universe exists in me. Universe is kalpita in me, it is pointed out. I am the adhishtanam for the entire prapancha of Namarupa, that is pointed out in the next mantra. The Acharya, commentator, introduces this mantra. Prapancha vailakshanyam swasya uktva idanim jagat janmadi karanatvam api swasya aha. Swasya, of oneself, that is Atma, Brahma. Swasya Atmanaha, for Atma, Brahma. Prapancha Vailakshanyam Uktva. Uktva, having said, having declared, having asserted the distinctness. Vailakshanyam. Vilakshana is distinct. Vailakshanyam, distinctness. Vilakshanasya bhava. Vailakshanyam. Who has Vailakshanyam? Prapancha. Prapanchasya or Prapanchat Vailakshanyam Swasya. Stating the distinctness of oneself, the Atma, from this world of Namarupa, Uktva, having asserted that. Now to point out that the Jagat is not an independent entity, it is Kalpita. By me, in me. In me means in me the Atma, in me the Ishvara, in me Brahma. That is said here. Idanim, currently, at present, Jagat Janmadi Karanatvam api swasya, swasya Atmanaha, Brahmanaha, Ishvarasya Karanatvam, the state of being the Karana, the cause, etc. Cause for what? Jagat Janma Adi. Janma Adi, Janma, etc. By the etc. we understand Sthiti and Laya. Jagataha, Janma, Sthiti and Laya. The creation and the sustenance and the resolution of this Jagat. Jagat Janmadi Karanatvam Atmanaha Swasya Ishvarasya Aha. That is, it is said, the Shruti says here. It is not that the Jagat is an independent entity, it's purely Kalpita on Brahma, on Ishvara, that is said here. The very creation is a projection, is Kalpita in Brahmatma. And the very sustenance also is Kalpita on Brahmatma. And laya also happens in the Brahmatma only. Two types of laya. One is the Prakriti laya, naturally happening at the end of the yuga, etc. One laya happens. That is physical. And the other laya is jnanena, that is one laya, that's called adyantika pralaya. It is the total resolution. That is to say, the reality value given to the satyatva, given to this prapancha, is resolved by the understanding of the truth of Atma. Prapancha is mithya. That is the atyantika pralaya. Therefore, I am the source, I am the very source unto which the pralaya, unto which the jagat, the prapancha, resolves, merges. That is pointed out here. Mayyeva sakalam jatam Mayi sarvam pratishtitam Mayi sarvam layam yati Tad brahmadvayamasmyaham Mayyeva sakalam jatam Mayi sarvam pratishtitam Mayi sarvam layam yati Tad brahmadvayamasmyaham Mayi eva. Mayi eva, in me alone. Sakalam jatam, everything is born. In me everything is born. Meaning, from me everything appears, everything manifests from me. Everything is born of me only. Sakalam, without any exception. Brahmadi stamba paryantam, beginning with Brahmaji Chaturmukha Hiranyagarbha up to the tiny form, the stamba. Stamba is a grass. From Brahmaji to grass, meaning everything. Ashesham sakalam jatam, from me alone. Because I am the truth, I am the substance, and I am the Ishvara. From me alone everything is born. Mayi sarvam pratishtitam, everything sustains in me. The existence, everything exists in me. Everything is stationed in me. Pratishtitam, has abidance in me alone. Mayi sarvam layam yati, unto me alone everything goes back. Everything resolves, everything merges in me alone. Remember, this me is not this jiva, not this ahankara, not the upadhi sahita, but it is the Shuddha Chaitanyam, which is Brahma, which is Ishvara. Okay. It's not that I, the individual, say everything is born of me, everything goes back into me. It's not the case. It does not happen. It is not true. Therefore, here we are Nirupadikam Chaitanyam alone is referred to by the word Mayi Aham here. Not the conditioned being, not the one along with the Upadhi. It is not, it's just not possible. It does not fit. Mayi Sarvam Layam Yati. And tad here means tasmat. Tad means tasmat. Therefore, I am that Brahman, Brahma, which is Advayam, non-dual. Asmi, aham asmi. Tad Brahma, Advayam Brahma, aham asmi. And therefore, tasmat, I am that verily the non-dual Brahman. I am verily that non-dual Brahman. Brahman is me, Atma. I am that Brahman. It is pointed out. Here, in the Shastra presents Ishvara as the Jagat Karanam. Jagat Karanam Brahma, Jagat Karanam Ishvaraha. And we know that the twofold causes we know, material cause and the maker, the intelligent cause. Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam. Upadana is material, Nimitta is the maker or the intelligent cause. For any creation, both are needed. In most of the creation, with reference to most creations, The Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam are distinct, like the pot. The pot maker is different. The clay, the Upadana Karanam is distinct from the pot maker. Nimitta Karanam, Upadana Karanam are distinct. But it is not the case with all creations. Like as we see in the Mundaka Upanishad, right? Urnanabhihi, Srijate, Grinnate cha. You see, Urnanabhihi, a spider or a creature. Not only spiders do that, even some ants also do that. I've seen some ant also, from its the saliva, it creates a thread, it like a, it does it. And they also make some their own nests with the help of the saliva, they make ants. And then some worms also do that. Okay. Some worms also do that. Some insects also do that. So, whatever it is, like the Urna Nabhihi, like the insect, creates, is the creator, and the material also constitutes the material from which the material also comes. Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. So, citing this example, and we know from, like in the dream, our dream, I am the maker of the dream, I am the substance of the dream also. So too, I am the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam for my dream world. So from this, like this, Ishvara is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Okay. Being the so in many contentions, in many ideas, in beliefs, Ishvara is presented only as the Nimitta Karanam. Ishvara is the maker. God is the maker. That's all it is said. Be it an idea obtaining in the West or in the East, many ideas about Ishvara, they present Ishvara only as the Nimitta Karanam, the creator only. Being the creator, he is not available here, elsewhere. Right? He is not there, not involved in the creation, not part of the creation, etc. It's a wrong statement. Creation is part of him, Ishvara. Not Ishvara is not part of the creation. Creation is the part of the Ishvara. It is not said. And therefore they have to think of some special place for Ishvara, for God, right? God in heaven. They have to project, etc. That's the idea. If God were not the Nimitta Karanam, then this creation, there's no connection between the creation and the creator, right? God creates the world and then doesn't care about it, unconnected to that, has nothing to do with the creation. If that is the case, why should we create? What is the purpose? Why create at all, right? When Ishvara is totally unconnected with the creation, why create? For whose sake? We don't want it. We don't want to. We didn't ask for it. We the jivas, we didn't ask for it. Why did you create us? Why did you do that? Okay? What for? You are not interested. We are also not very much interested in this. In suffering, we are not interested. Creation means we are there. We are means we are suffering. We have pain. We have issues. Why? Who asked you? Who asked you to create? Did we ask? No, we didn't. So, Ishvara, if not a material cause, if not the Nimitta Karanam also, one thing, that is no purpose in creation. Second thing will be, Ishvara will be limited. Because if Ishvara is only the maker, where from the material comes? So it has to be other than, outside of Ishvara. That means Ishvara is not the only entity. There is other entity, that is namely the material for the universe, which has to be there and which has to exist independent of Ishvara, right? Therefore, Ishvara becomes limited, a limited entity. Big, all right, but still limited. For the concept that Ishvara is not the Nimitta Karanam, or not the Upadana Karanam, doesn't describe, cannot describe really Ishvara. It can describe some big entity, that's all, not the God. It cannot describe. So, there is only one cause for this prapancha, that is Ishvara, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. And it is because of this very reason that it is said in the Shastra, Ishvara is everywhere. Ishvara is in everything, as everything. Ishavasyam idam sarvam, Vishnumayam jagat. All these are all meaningful only when Ishvara is the Upadana Karanam also. This we have seen. We are seeing this again now here. So Ishvara is the one is the Upadana Karanam. Only then Ishvara is there in everything, and then a meaning to this creation, the connectivity, the interrelation, everything becomes meaningful. So Ishvara is the Nimitta Karanam, Upadana Karanam as well. Alright. So where do we see the Karana Vastu, the material, in the Karya? Right? In the Karyam, in the effect, in the creation, where is the material? Obvious, everywhere. Everywhere in the effect. In fact, the effect is nothing but a name form. Only the Karana Vastu has undergone a change in name and form to be the material, to be the effect, to be the Karyam, like the pot. Okay. So, where can I appreciate Ishvarana? Everywhere, anything, in anything. As the truth of anything, one can appreciate. This is the beauty of this vision that Ishvara is the Upadana Karanam as well. We know that we are not worshipping forms. We are not worshipping stone and wood, and we are not worshipping paper and paint. We are not doing that. We are worshipping only Ishvara. In fact, nobody worships stones. Nobody does. Everyone worships Ishvara only. It's only a misconception, misunderstanding, or intentional. Intentionally it is said that you are worshipping stone. We are not worshipping stone. Nobody is worshipping stone. Right? Everybody is worshipping Ishvara only. It's only a pratika. It's only a form to invoke the all. You see, it's called in technical language, it's called inversion. It's called inversion. Okay. Now, see, suppose I am here and I am looking at everything. Okay. And to look at everything, see, I am the one looking at, and then everything is this way. Okay. So everything means vast, and then 360 degrees, it is vast. Instead of my looking at all around to see all, no, if I were to make a presentation, make a symbol, make a form in which, suppose I were to bring all the 360 degrees here. With my hands, I bring all the 360 here in one frame. That is the other way of seeing. Okay? You follow what I say? Instead of having to look at everything, turn my head and see. Imagine I were to bring everything, all the 360 degrees into some 5 degree, 10 degree, whatever it is. All frames in one frame. So in one frame, a representation it is. That is the other way of, that is what the forms are. That's what the Shivalinga is, that's what Ganesha is, that's what Jyotirlinga is, right? That's what Hanuman is, that's what Gangaji, whatever Durga form is. So we are presenting all the frames, all the forms in one form. That's all. Why so? Why do we do that? For ease of relating. That's all. For ease of relating. Instead of doing pranama, no, to everywhere, anywhere, and everything. So I do in one pranama, simplicity, for the sake of simplicity, for the ease of relating, invoking. So when I am able to relate easily with that representation, then I can invoke rather than spending my energy and doing namaskara to each and every object. To this one representation, I do that ease of relation, right? And then they see, thereby I can invoke the bhavana. I can invoke the bhavana in me, the devotion in me I can invoke. That is the very purpose of all these forms. Therefore, forms are necessary, are very much necessary for a devotee to relate to Ishvara. To say that God is formless is useless here, because God is formless. Who says God has forms? But then to relate to Ishvara, for me, I need forms. I need forms. Therefore, condemning forms, people condemn forms. It's a silly. It's silly to condemn, to have forms for Ishvara. Okay? I need forms to relate. Okay. So I can't relate to a formless entity. It's too difficult for me, it is too vague to whom to relate. So forms are a necessity for the human mind. That's why the forms are presented. That's why the forms were there. Okay? So it's not idols, it is not statue, it is not stone that is all present in the temples and then what we worship. It is the representation of the Almighty Ishvara in, as he said, one in all frames in one frame. That is the vision. Okay, fine. Now I can invoke that Ishvara in all. Okay, right. Where can I appreciate? If I have the facility, I can appreciate in everything. Right? True. So I can. Ishvara is in everything. Ishvara is in form, every form, as the very creation. Right. So we say Ishvara is immanent. This is a term. Ishvara is immanent as the universe. Ishvara is manifest as in the form of the universe. We are not saying the universe is equal to Ishvara. We are not saying. It is Ishvara who is manifest as the universe, as the very form, as every form. That is called immanence. It's like even saying the clay, the Karanavastu material, manifests as the pot. Right? Then we say clay is immanent in the pot, as the pot. Both as the pot, in the pot. Both are synonymous here. Clay is immanent in the pot, clay is immanent as the pot. Okay? Gatarupena or gate. Right? Both are okay, both are the same. So Ishvara is immanent. And at the same time, we also know that the clay is not limited by this particular name and form, namely the pot. Okay, and not only one clay, one pot form, even that not other pot forms, even that one pot form does not limit the clay. Right? Even though clay appears as the pot, the potness is not a lakshana of clay. It's not the Swarupa Lakshana of clay. Maybe Tatastha it may be, but not Swarupa. Right? Pot may be, where is clay now? Look in this pot, here is clay. So pot may be Tatastha Lakshana for clay, but never Swarupa Lakshana. Swarupa Lakshana of clay is it's silica, it's whatever, it's minerals, etc. That is the Swarupa Lakshana of clay. So too, therefore we say that clay is immanent as the pot. At the same time, clay transcends the pot. Okay? That is to say that the pot, the name form, is not an attribute of clay. It's not a part of clay. It's only a kalpita. It's only a manifestation. That's all. So we say clay is immanent as pot, and clay transcends the pot. Okay? It's not. These two are not events in time, right? Being immanent and being transcending, they are not two events happening in time. That is a fact of clay. That's all. So I am transcending. The clay transcends does not mean clay walks. Right? I transcend. Transcend is a verb, but then here it's not an action here. That describes the very nature. So like even saying I am a man. It's a description of me, right? And it's nothing to do with any action happening in time. It is not an event in time. Being immanent and transcending are not events in time. Therefore, this is the truth of clay. This is the truth of the Karanavastu. And the same way, in the very much the same way, Ishvara is immanent in the universe, as the Prapancha. At the very same time, Ishvara is transcendent. Right? Therefore, the immanence and transcendence, this is the property of Karanavastu. Ishvara is immanent, Ishvara is transcendent. Okay. Many people the transcendence is not understood properly. Transcendence, they take it as the immanence should not be there. Only like even saying that the pot form should not be there for the clay to be clay. See? It's like saying this. To be clay, the pot form should not be there. Who says? That means you don't understand what is clay. You don't understand what is pot. That's all. You don't know what is pot. You don't know what is clay. To say that the pot form should not be there to be clay, it's a mistake. It's a misunderstanding. Therefore, say that the immanence and transcendence. Some people think that transcendence means you should be free from that. It should not be there. So the transcendence is that in spite of immanence, there is transcendence. Right? At the very same time, there is immanence and transcendence. This is to be very, very clearly understood. Right? So, when we say that Atma is present as the Sharira, Atma manifests as the mind, as the thought, as the feeling, as the idea, as the experience. No, we don't have to transcend experience. Right? Transcend experience means, thoughts means, cut out all the thoughts. That is not the idea. That's not the fact about me, the Atma. The idea, the very manifestation of an idea, of a feeling, an experience is because of me, the Atma, who is immanent as the thought, at the same time who stands transcending the thought, very thought. Okay? This is the fact of Atma. That is the Paramarthika Swarupa. Transcendence, at the same time immanent. Immanent, at the same time transcendent. That is the Swarupa of Atma. That is the Swarupa of Ishvara. Ishvara is unlike anything else in this universe. There is we cannot compare Ishvara with any Vastu in this Prapancha. Vastu in the Prapancha, an object in the Prapancha is Vyavaharika. It has its limitation in terms of Desha, Kala, Vastu, Parichinna Vastu. It's Vyavaharika. It cannot be compared to Ishvara. Ishvara is unlike anything. Right? So we should not imagine Ishvara means like me, a person, a human form with a head and shoulders and hands. Only 2 hands. I have 2 hands, so Ishvara only should have 2 hands. 4 hands means that's like some creature. Some 6 hands means some creature. It's a 6-legged animal. No. Who says so? Why should we think that Ishvara should have a human form? Right? Because I am human, it's easy for me to relate. That's all. That's the only reason. But then Ishvara is not having a human form. There are beliefs, who say that God is definitely human-like, okay? The father or the mother or whatever. And then not only that, they also say God is definitely male. Yeah, they're definitely male. It's not female. God is definitely male. Ideas, beliefs. So, they don't understand. It's one thing to say that, one thing to think that it's easy for me to relate, fine, understandable. In a human form, it's easy for me to relate, understandable. But then to say that God is male and then God is in the human form, right? That is a misunderstanding. You don't understand what God is. You don't understand simply, that's what it is. You don't understand what God is. And then you talk as if you only know God. Okay? That's a mistake. Okay. Therefore, here, Ishvara is transcendent. We have to understand. That is the Swarupa. So, being transcendent is not affected by the manifestations, the Nama Rupa. Ishvara is in no way touched by that. And therefore, we have this Vedanta equation, which you are familiar with. Like in the case of wave and water, the wave is water, right? In as much as that wave cannot have an independent existence. There is no wave without the water being present. So wave is water. What I say is wave, the truth of it is only water. That's what we express. Wave is water. But is water the wave? No, definitely not. Water is not wave. In water there is no waveness as an Swarupa of water. It is not. Therefore, water is not wave. So, similarly, pot is clay. Clay is not pot. Similarly, the Shariram is me. I am not Sharira. The mind is me. I am not the mind. The thought is me, but I am not the thought. People stop with that. Thought is me, full stop. Right? That is identification. That is tadatmyam. Identifying oneself fully with the thought means that thought becomes the Swarupa Lakshana of me, the Atma. That it is not. The Atma, is immanent as the thought, but I transcend the thought. I am immanent as the Shariram. I transcend the Shariram. I am immanent as my sense organs and the sight, power of seeing, etc. But I transcend them. Okay, so mind is me. I am not the mind. Right. So the object, the table, the object is Ishvara. Ishvara is not Brahman. Sorry. I'm sorry. Ishvara is not the mistake. The table is Brahman. Brahman is not the table. Right? Everything is Brahman, but then Brahman is not any of this. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what is that? Nachaham. Exact. Thank you. Matstani sarva bhutani. Right? And then next line he says, Nacha matstani bhutani. Okay. Everything is in me. That is immanence. And then he also says transcendence. Nacha matstani bhutani. There is nothing in me. That is transcendence. That is the Swarupa. So being immanent and transcendent, Ishvara is Vilakshana. Prapancha Vilakshana. Ishvara is not part of the Prapancha. Ishvara is Vilakshana in the sense that Ishvara is transcendent. Okay? Therefore, here we have to understand that when it is pointed out Vilakshanaha Aham, in the previous mantra it was said Vilakshanaha Aham, that means I am transcendent. And then what about the immanence? Mayyeva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishtitam. I am immanent as the very prapancha that is being pointed out. So a very profound vision, a profound concept we have to understand about ourselves, about the prapancha, about Ishvara. Okay. Okay. And then being transcendent, Ishvara does not have this the possibility of undergoing change. I'll explain here. See, when we say the Ishvara is the Upadana Karana as well, generally Upadana Karana undergoes some change to become the effect, the Karya. Okay? Like even clay, Swarupataha there is no change, we say in general, but still we have to fire the clay, we have to mix it with water, right? And then make that, and then fire the clay, and then there is some change, some small change, whatever that is taking place in the clay. For the sake of illustration, we say clay pot is nothing but clay. Clay does not undergo any change, but really speaking, there is some change is there. So too in the case of gold, there is some change. We know that pure gold, we cannot make ornaments from pure gold for the simple reason it's not strong enough. It will lose its shape in no time. Therefore, for the sake of strength, they add copper. This we know. Okay. So, when we say the ornament is gold, it's not strictly true. The ornament is gold plus copper. And any other impurity, some impurity will be there in the gold. It's just impossible to have 100% pure gold. It's impossible. Impossible and prohibitively expensive. Right? Even if we had 99.99% gold, it will be very, very expensive. 1 gram will not be 3,000 rupees, it may be 3 crore rupees. 1 gram of gold. Millions of rupees it will be like. It's prohibitively expensive to get the pure gold. Therefore, we are practical people, therefore, chalo, theek hai. 22 carat, 18 carat, 16 carat, 2 carat also is okay. For us. 2 carat gold also is okay. Golden ornament. Okay. So, the point is this, the Upadana Karana undergoes some change. When we say Ishvara is the Upadana Karana, Ishvara, does he undergo a change to become the world? If that is so, Ishvara becomes Vikari. Anything that is Vikara, change, means it is time bound. It will come to an end also. Right? Ishvara will come to an end. Some people say, Ishvara died. God is dead. Okay, they say. God is dead. God died long, long ago, they say. If there is a God, he is dead, they say. As if that's a big statement. Okay? A very wise statement. If there is a God, he is dead long ago. God would be dead really if he is a vikari, if he undergoes change. When we say upadana karanam, there are two types of upadana karana. One undergoes change to become the karya. That is called parinami upadana karanam. Parinami means change. Ishvara undergoes a change, the cause, the material undergoes a change to become the effect. Like our clay. There is some change in clay to become the pot. That is called parinami upadana karanam. But that is not the only type of upadana karanam. There is the another which is called vivarta upadana karanam. Vivarta upadana karanam. The first one is parinami upadana karanam. There the upadana karanam material undergoes some change to manifest to become the effect. Whereas the vivarta upadanam does not undergo any change in its swarupa. That is the vivarta upadana karanam. Like our rope, in the case of rope snake, our rope does not undergo any change whatsoever. Right? There is not an iota, an atomic change. Right? Minutest change is not there in the rope when it shows up or when it is seen as the snake. There is no change whatsoever in the rope. There, the rope is the not the parinami, but the vivarta upadana karanam. So too Ishvara is vivarta upadana karanam, not the parinami upadana karanam. In Sanskrit phrase, in terminology, we say swarupa. You can follow what I say. Swarupa parityagena. Parityaga means giving up. Swarupa parityagena rupa antara. Rupa antara means another form. Rupa antara apattihi. Right? Apattihi means gaining, getting that. Swarupa parityagena, by giving up one's swarupa, not totally but partially at least, rupa antara apattihi, assuming another form. This is called parinamitvam. Swarupa parityagena rupantara apattihi is equal to parinamitvam or parinami upadanatvam is the parinami upadana. What about the other upadana? Swarupa aparityagena, without giving up its swarupa in the slightest, it doesn't giving up the swarupa. Swarupa aparityagena rupantara apattihi, assuming a different form, that assuming another form, assuming a form, that is vivarta upadanatvam. So here Ishvara is the parinami upadana karanam. That means swarupa parityaga is not there at all. Ishvara remains Ishvara. Atma remains Atma. Brahma remains Brahma. So there is no change whatsoever. Then we may ask, what is the parinami? We see in the prapancha, parinama is there. There are changes in this world that we see. What accounts for this parinama? What is, there has to be a parinami upadana karanam for this. We say Maya. We means, the Shastra says, Maya is the parinami upadana karanam for this. That's all. If at all there is, we need one, it is Maya. Maya is the parinami upadana karanam for the prapancha. Ishvara is only the vivarta upadana karanam. This understanding we need to know. So Ishvara is both abhinanimita upadana karanam, and Ishvara is immanent and transcendent. Right? Ishvara is manifest as the universe, but the universe is not Ishvara. Right? So the Sharira is Atma. Atma is not Sharira, immanent and transcendent, we have to understand. And then Ishvara Brahma is only the Vivarta Upadanam, not the Parinami Upadanam. So, in the light of this, we see this mantra, or from this mantra we get this. It's not an independent thought, no? It's not an independent idea. We get all this from the Shruti and Shruti alone. Like even in the Bhagavad Gita, no? Matstani sarvabhutani, nacha matstani bhutani, right? So we understand from that. Okay. Now with this idea we'll see the mantra. meaning. Mayi eva. Mayi means seventh case, in me. The commentator facilitates the understanding. Mattaha eva. From me alone. Mattaha means from me, Panchami, from me alone. What is this? From me, Brahma abhinnat, natu anyasmat. Brahma abhinnat atmanaha. Who am I? I am Atma. Who are you, the Atma? I am Brahma abhinnaha. I am Brahman, not Binna. Abhinna means one and the same. I am not Binna from Brahma. I am Brahma abhinnaha. From me, who is Brahma abhinna, Brahma abhinnat, mattaha eva, atmanaha eva, natu anyasmat, not from any other entity. Then, sakalam nikhilam, entire. Sakala means entire, nikhilam, entire. What is this entire? Bhuta bhautika prapancha jatam. Bhuta and bhautika, panchabhutas, and then bhautika, the products of bhuta is called bhautika. So like the table is bhautika, the sharira is bhautika, born of this panchabhuta. Bhuta and bhautika, prapancha, the prapancha in the form of bhuta and bhautika. Jatam, jatam means vargam, the group. Somebody has written that vargam in our Sanskrit. Bhuta, prapancha, vargam, the group. Samuham ityartha. Samuha, the group of this prapancha which is in the form of bhuta and bhautika. From me alone. Jatam utpannam. Utpannam is born, manifest. Mayi Brahma abhinne. Mayi in me, who is non-different from Brahma. Sarvam nikhilam. Vishwam, the entire universe. Pratishtitam means prakarshena sthitam. Prakarshena, totally is sustained. Sthitam, totally abides, totally exists in me. And then Acharya says, praptam, it obtains in me. You see that, that means it because of me. You see the prapancha because of me, the Atma. You see that, you interact with the prapancha because of me, the Brahman. That's it. Prapancham praptam, this all this Vishwam praptam, Vishwa obtains, Vishwa is available for perception and relation. That is because of me the Atma. It's pointed out in Taittiriya Upanishad, as said there in the Taittiriya Upanishad. It will be a sadhana to facilitate one's understanding and also to refine one's mind. It's good to look at this way. Anything I relate with, listen to this. Anything I relate with, I am relating through Ishvara. Through Ishvara and only through Ishvara. Anything I am doing, it is through Ishvara and only through Ishvara. Anything that I am experiencing, it is only through Ishvara that there is experience is happening. Me the experiencer, and then the object which is experienced, what connects is Ishvara. What makes me the experiencer to be, that is Ishvara. What makes the experienced object to be is Ishvara. And what makes this connection between me the experiencer and the experienced is Ishvara. It is only through Ishvara that I am seeing you. That I see you, seeing an object happens through Ishvara and Ishvara only. Minus Ishvara, neither me nor this, right? Neither seeing nor hearing nor thinking, no kartrutva, no bhoktrutva, no sukha, no dukkha, right? No questioning, no responding, no question answer, right? No action, no response, no reaction, nothing is possible. Every relation, every activity, every experience, in fact every existence for that matter, happens and happens only through Ishvara. This is very nicely brought out in the Taittiriya Upanishad in the form of Upasana. Samhita Upasanam it's called, right? What brings two things together? It's only Ishvara. When you and me, when we shake hands, our shaking hands happens through Ishvara, in Ishvara. Right? This is a very important, very profound sadhana. Shaking hands is a very common place, very mundane activity, very common place. I see you every day, I see the table every day, I see my body every day, I use my mind every day, right? That's a mundane thing. I remember in our meditations earlier, seeing the profound in the seemingly mundane. Seeing the profound, if you had come there in meditation, you would remember seeing the profound in the seemingly mundane. This is the only secret of happiness. There is no other secret. It can be presented in any other way, but this is the secret of happiness. This is the secret of meaningful living. This is the secret of finding peace. There is no other way. Seeing the profound in the seemingly mundane. My seeing you is mundane, seemingly mundane every day. I saw you. I talked with you. That's all, seemingly mundane. I get up, I go, I walk, I run, I sit, I eat, I see, I laugh, I'm happy, right? I think, I remember, I forget, I'm confused, I'm unhappy, I'm angry, right? I'm greedy. That's also all mundane things. But then, in that, as the truth of all, as the very content of all that, and what making this happen, and making all the interconnections possible, there is profundity. In Tamil, there is one film song, okay? There is one film song. Inside the zero, there is a kingdom. There is a sovereignty. Pujyatukkulle oru rajyam irukku. Some film song it is. Seemingly mundane. What is it? Nothing big. Right? Touching this, nothing big. Touching the table, nothing big. Seeing you, every day I see people. I see this. I do all the time. Thinking, I do all the time. All the time it happens. Very mundane. But behind the mundane, as the very truth of it, what makes it happen possible is that what is profound. And that profound is Ishvara. And that profound is you. That you are that profound entity. I the Atma, I the Sakshi, I am the Chinmatra, I am that profound entity. Minus you, what experience? Minus you, what is big or small, right? Everything is big or small because of you. Minus you, what is big, what is small, right? What is important, what is unimportant? What is liked and what is disliked? What is happiness, what is unhappiness? Minus you. So, you, the Atma, is the profound. You, the Ishvara, is the profound. So, this is a very important sadhana. Seeing the profound in the seemingly profane or mundane there is no other way of finding happiness in life. There is no other way of finding peace. There is no other way of finding freedom. Right? So, Mayi, that's Jatam, Sakalam Jatam, I can appreciate. That is the way, seeing the profound is the way to enjoy every moment of one's life. Keep seeing the profound, you enjoy living. You enjoy every moment. You enjoy what you do. Right? Otherwise you will get bored. You have nothing to do. You don't like what you are doing, right? Why should I do this? Why should I do that? Why should I avoid this? Everything becomes a burden, drudgery, if I do not see the profundity, what is profound in that seemingly profane. That is the secret to find the freedom, discover and own the freedom, to be happy, to be peaceful, to be meaningful, to enjoy every moment of life. That is the only way. That is the only secret. There is no other secret. There is no other way also. That's what Shastra says. It's only a rephrased statement, seeing the profound in the seemingly profane. Rhyming, that's all. P and P, S and S. Rhyming. But then, it's all Shastra only. It's all from the Shastra only. That's what Shastra urges us to appreciate, to see, to practice, to do. Okay, so, Mai Sarvam Sakalam Pratishtitam. In me alone everything is. So, Nikhilam Mai Praptam, Sarvam Praptam Mai. In me alone everything obtains. I am that profound. I am that. Not, don't invoke the small in you, no? The wanting you, and hating you, right? And then the defensive you. No? Oh, how can you tell it about me? How can you say, how can you tell it to me? No? Who are you to tell me? Right? We do all that, no? All the time he come across this. आप कौन है? मुझे बोलने वाले हैं. आप कौन हो? Who are you to tell me this? You say something, then, hey, how dare you tell this to me? That means I am invoking the ego only, the small entity. I am taking that kalpita, the kalpita entity as the paramarthika, as a true I, right? We have this problem. We all have this problem of ego. No? We assume, take it as real, and then defensive all the time. Remember the bottomless cup, okay? We are trying to fill the bottomless cup. Therefore, don't keep invoking the small, the inferior, the small nature, inferior nature in oneself, but invoke the higher self, the nobler self, the truer self. See, invoke the profound in oneself. So, Mai Sarvam Praptam. In me everything is. Because of me everything is. What a grand vision. What a grand truth. Mai Sarvam Praptam. Further. Mai Sarvam Vyakyatam. Sarvam is already Vyakyatam, already pointed out. That is Vishwam, Nikhilam and Adbhuta Bhautikam. That's the Vyakyatam. Already pointed out. Sarvam already explained. Layam yati, vinasham gacchati. Everything merges in me. Right. This is reflecting the Taittiriya. In other words, Yatova imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prayanti abhisammishanti. That's what. From which everything comes, in which everything sustained, abides, and to which everything goes back. That is Brahma. This is what pointed out. Mayeva Sakalam Jatam. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. I am the Karana. I am the Adhara for all. Okay. We'll continue this. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyed Makshabhir Yajatraha Sthirairangai Stushtumatam Sastanubhi Vyasena Devahitam Yadayu Swastina Indro Vridhashavaha Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha Swastina Staksho Garishtanimi Swastino Brihaspati Dadatu Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purname Shishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om